At last, the moment fans have been waiting for, dreaming of, and whispering about for years has finally come true. It's not a rumor, not speculation, not a fan-made fantasy this time, it's reality. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's wedding in 2025 has just taken place in Beijing, China, and what unfolded was nothing short of magical, breathtaking, and history-making. So make sure you subscribe right now because this story, this love, and this unforgettable day is something you'll want to revisit over and over again. It all began with an announcement that seemed almost too good to be true. Early in the year, both of their agencies released a rare joint statement. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan, after years of companionship and growth together, have decided to take the next step in their lives. With the blessings of their families, they will hold a private wedding ceremony in Beijing this summer. The internet broke. Literally. Within minutes, the news trended worldwide. Fans cried, screamed, and celebrated. Hashtags like #YiZhanWedding, #ForeverBo Xiao Zhan, and #History in Beijing shot to the top of every platform. The world knew they were close. The world saw the bond that grew from their iconic drama The Untamed into something real and unshakable. But now, it was official. A love story once doubted, once hidden under shadows of speculation, had bloomed into the brightest reality. And when the big day arrived in the summer of 2025, Beijing felt like the center of the universe. The city itself seemed to glow brighter, with fans flying in from every corner of the globe just to be near the magic. The venue was kept secret until the morning of the ceremony, a luxurious, serene estate on the outskirts of Beijing, surrounded by ancient trees, stone gardens, and soft lanterns strung in the air. Tradition met modern elegance, a perfect reflection of their love. Guests began to arrive in sleek black cars, escorted by discreet security. Only close family, dear friends, and a handful of colleagues were invited. The press, for once, respected the privacy of the moment, standing at a distance, waiting only for official images. Inside the estate, however, it was a scene of intimate beauty. White flowers lined the aisle. Golden light poured in through tall windows. A soft melody of traditional Chinese instruments played in the background, setting the atmosphere for something sacred. Then, the moment that silenced the world. Xiao Zhan entered first, dressed in a tailored suit that seemed designed by the heavens themselves. Black silk, simple yet regal, paired with a crisp white shirt and a single white rose pinned to his chest. His smile was calm, but his eyes glistened with emotion, betraying the depth of the moment. Every step he took toward the altar was met with soft gasps from those who loved him, for they knew what he was walking toward wasn't just a ceremony, but a forever. And then, the doors opened again. Wang Yibo walked in. In contrast to Xiao Zhan's classic look, Yibo's style was daring yet elegant, an ivory suit embroidered subtly with golden threads that caught the light with each step. His hair, styled neatly, but with his signature edge, framed a face that couldn't hide its quiet joy. His gaze never wavered from Xiao Zhan. Not once. From the moment he entered, it was as if the crowd, the music, the world itself disappeared, and all that existed was the man waiting for him at the altar. The two met in the center, and for a moment, they simply stood there, eyes locked, smiles soft, as though the years of waiting, the obstacles, the silence, the rumors, all of it melted away. This was their truth. Their beginning. The ceremony was officiated in both traditional and modern styles. A red silk ribbon was gently tied around their hands, symbolizing their fates bound together. Candles were lit in honor of their ancestors, and blessings were spoken for prosperity, health, and unending love. When it came time for vows, neither read from paper. Neither rehearsed words. They spoke straight from the heart. Xiao Zhan's voice was steady, yet every word carried emotion. From the first day we met, I didn't know where life would take us. I didn't know the challenges we would face, or the distance we'd sometimes feel. But what I knew, even then, was that there was something about you I could never let go of. You've been my partner in laughter, my anchor in storms, and my home in silence. Today, in front of those we love, I promise that for every tomorrow, I will be yours." Tears were already streaming down faces in the audience. But then it was Yibo's turn. He paused for a moment, his throat tight, then smiled with that familiar mischievous charm fans knew so well. "You know I'm not always good with words. But I don't need 1,000 sentences to tell you what you mean to me. You've seen every side of me, the good, the bad, the stubborn, and you stayed. You believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. You're not just someone I love. You're the reason I want to be better every day. And I promise, no matter where life takes us, I'll never stop choosing you." And with that, the vows were sealed. The officiant asked if they would spend their lives together, and with voices firm and certain, both answered, yes. When they kissed, the room erupted in applause. A kiss that wasn't just romantic, but defiant. A kiss that said, "We've made it. Against all odds, we've made it." The reception that followed was pure joy. Long tables were filled with delicacies, traditional Chinese dishes with a modern twist. Red and gold lanterns glowed as laughter echoed through the hall. Friends toasted to their happiness, families embraced, and even the most stoic guests couldn't help but smile at the sight of two souls finally, openly, celebrating their love. And then, in one of the most unforgettable highlights of the night, Wang Yibo surprised Xiao Zhan, and everyone else, by taking to the stage. Known for his dancing, Yibo had choreographed a routine just for this moment. The music started softly, then built into a powerful beat. Alone under the lights, he danced with every ounce of passion, telling their story without words. Every movement was love, every turn was devotion, every pause was vulnerability. By the end, as he reached out his hand to Xiao Zhan in the crowd, tears weren't just in Xiao Zhan's eyes, they were in everyone's. Xiao Zhan joined him on stage then, not to dance, but to sing. His voice, warm and emotional, filled the hall as he performed a song he had secretly written for Yibo. The lyrics spoke of destiny, of finding light in darkness, of two paths becoming one. And as he sang, Yibo stood beside him, their hands clasped, their smiles radiant. It was more than entertainment, it was a declaration. The night continued with moments fans could only dream of. A first dance under falling petals. Heartfelt speeches from friends who had watched their love grow quietly over the years. A photo booth filled with laughter and silly poses. And finally, as midnight approached, the couple stepped outside with their guests to watch a sky filled with fireworks.